Now, after the installation, if you click this file, you will see that the folder, this particular file has been created inside that SQL Server 2019 folder in which we downloaded the file. Now you have to click this. So just click this. Here you can see multiple files in which you have to find out setup.exe. So you just have to click this. It will ask you permission, say yes, and it will open the installation center. So this is the SQL Server Installation Center, which will be used for downloading the other components for your experiments. So the very first thing that I need is first you can just go through the other different tags. So your planning, installation, maintenance, everything is given, and here there are some tabs which are given which will be helpful for performing installation. So like hardware requirement and software requirements. This basically takes you to the page where it tells you that what is the basic requirement as a for hardware and software in your PC to install SQL Server. And then other related things also, like you can find out the online release notes or the security documentation. Here it can also help you to check the system configuration. So you can check whether your system is, you know, so it suits for this installation. So here you can see it is saying that it has passed 8 operations. It has failed 0. So yes, this system is ready for the installation. Right now, you have to come to the next tab, which is installation, where you can see various other tabs. Now, from here, what we have to install the SQL Server standalone instance, right? So it is the instance that will be on your computer, which you want to install, right? So launch a wizard to install SQL Server 2019 in a non-clustered environment or to add features. So already if you have existing server on your machine and if you want to add any existing feature to your SQL Server, you can use this. Or if you want to install the instance of this SQL Server on your PC. So we are going to install the standalone installation. I just click this part. It takes me to this page where now it says that now I can install the edition of SQL Server on my PC. Okay. Now, because we are using a developer version, so it is not asking you any product key. If you are going for Express or Evaluation edition, that is going to ask you for the product key because they are not free. So because we are working in developers, you can simply click next. And after that, here you simply have to click accept, next, and it checks for everything that in all the setups it needs to be checked. It will show whether it will be passed or failed. So now it is scanning my system and it's saying that it has passed all the 3 operations and it failed 0. And there is some kind of warning given because of the pattern, but you can simply ignore it. And then I press next. And here it is asking me, I want to perform a new installation if it is not there on my system, or already I have some SQL Server on my system and I want to add any existing features to it. Right? So if you want, you can perform installation, you can perform to whatever is there, like already in my PC, if I have already one SQL Server, so I can say add existing features. So I can use this, right? So here you don't have to check if anything, just press perform your installation because you will be doing it for the first time and then press next. Now in the next column, it asks you what extra feature that you want to add, right? So which features as a developer you want to select for the installation. So right now, currently, I'll use database engine for this. That's it, and nothing else because we have used a installation where we can dynamically install the things wherever required. So we will not check through anything. You can see here in the program files, there will be a folder Microsoft SQL Server where this file will get stored. So just press next. Now here you can give name to your instance. Whether you want to give any name to your instance, you can do that also, right? Or you can keep whatever the default instances, you can keep that also, right? So if I want to give any name to the instance, like I want to have my SQL, so I can give a name. So this is what I had already created, SQL Server Right. So this was the SQL Server 2019 was the name given to my instance. 2019. Right? This was the name given to my server. So I'm using that. Otherwise, it takes the default one. So here I had already chosen a name to my server, which is SQL Server 2019, and I press next. Now, because it is showing me error because I have already chosen that as an instance name already on my PC, so I cannot go for that. So let's say I'm writing SQL. Right. Okay, so this is let's say an instance which I have selected. So if I press this, now this instance it is going to create on my system. The other thing that it is going to ask me, now you can see these are the steps that you are following. Now it is asking us to perform the server configuration. So the next thing it will ask me to perform server configuration. We are not going to change anything of that. We just proceed by clicking next. Then it asks us about the database engine configuration. So whether you want to have a Windows authentication mode or you want to have a mixed mode authentication. So in mixed mode, you can give a password, whatever password you want to use, like the 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what the mixed mode authentication that you want to provide for your server. So there will be once the Windows has already been authenticated, but SQL Server, it is the second step for the authentication. And while using this, don't forget to add the current user. So which is the which for which user you want to add this thing. So here you can just see here it is showing me that this is the user. I mean for I have logged into my personal PC, so this is the username for this. For this, I am giving the first password. Okay, so this is actually kind of a server administrators who will have the unrestricted access to the database. So once this is done, then it takes me to the feature configuration rules. It just asks me to take if I am ready to install everything. And if you are satisfied, you are simply going to click install. I'm not going to click install because already one instance I have created on my machine. So I'm not going to do anything in that. I'll simply press cancel because I don't want to install anything. You will have to click install and then your installation will be complete on this PC. So I'll right now click this. Yes, so I've just come out of the installation basically, but once you are done with this, you will be getting this thing on your PC where you can see, as I said, you will have this SQL Server 2019, and under that you have, sorry, yes. Here you already got these things with you, right? So all these things are with you, right? Now what I want is the next thing is I want to install uh, management tools. Okay, so I want to install SSMS, which is SQL Server Management tool on my PC to perform various operations, to create the tables. Okay, so to create the databases for my program, I want to have SQL Server Management. So in the same installation center, we have clicked this installation center by clicking the download file. So this was the file which we had downloaded, right? And this was the file which we got after the download, and when I click this I got into set of file. So if I click this, I am going into this installation center, and now in that installation center under installation tab you have to find out here, this is called install SQL Server Management tool, right? So basically this is a it will launch a download page that provides a link to install SQL Server Management Studio. So if I click this, they're going to take me to the SQL Server Management Studio which I have to download for my PC. So here you can see download SQL Server Management Studio. If you click this, that download will start happening. So now this file is also there on my PC. I'll just show you here. This file is already there, so I'm not going to save it because this file I have already downloaded. So it doesn't take, so close this. Now under downloads, this was the file which I was talking about. So this is the file. Sorry, this is SSMS, which is Server Management Studio for installation of Server Management Studio. If you click this, ask you about the permission. Just click yes, and now it is giving you a page where it is asking you whether you want to install this Server Management Studio with Azure Data Studio for your PC. So you say install. It will start installing that particular thing on your PC. Okay. I'm not clicking install. Sorry, I'll have to click install because I just It's not there on my PC. So I just click install, and now it has started installing all the packages that are required for the SQL management studio. It takes a little time, and after a particular time, you will see that this SQL Server Management Studio is in your PC. Now, as you can see, the setup has already been completed. So the Microsoft Server Management Studio has been installed on PC. So I'll just close this part. I'll close this also. I will close this also now. And here now, if you click in the start menu, you have to search for the SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio. So you can see here Microsoft SQL Server Tools 18. Under that, you can see that here you can see you got my Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So I'll just click this. First time it will take a little time for the now you can see there is a wizard which is asking you to enter some information to connect to the server. So basically it is asking you to connect to which instance that you want to connect your server to. So right now it is database engine only because we are going to connect it to the database engine only because we want to create a database. After that, we will be studying about the different kinds of services that are provided, but right now it is database engine, and here you have to select the instance that you are working on. So as I said that on my PC I have created this the name of my instance as SQL Server 2019. So I'm clicking that. It's asking me whether you have to go for only Windows authentication or SQL Server. So if you are going for SQL Server authentication, the login is SA and the password is whatever password you have given. I have connected the correct password. Okay, and you can just see this and connect. So now if you see here, this is the database or this is the instance which has been created for my PC. And now in this I can create my databases. So by default you can see there are some information about the databases, security, objects, all these things. So under databases you can see that you will see all the databases which you are connected to. Right now I have connected, I actually uh, connected two databases to my system to this instance which is admin journals and sales. So it's showing me these are the two databases connected basically. And under any database, it will give you all the information of that database, like what are the tables available, the information about the tables, its columns, and everything. So this is what we want exactly to create our dimensional modeling. So here we are going to create the tables, basically the dimension tables and fact tables, and we are going to connect them using star schema or snowflake schema. And then later on we will perform operation on this using another tool. So now the next tool that we want to install is, I'll just close this part now. So the next thing that we want to install is Visual Studio Code. So I'll go to the browser and here I'll just type Visual. What I want is Visual Studio Coding. So this is what I want, Visual Studio IDE. So just click here and here it will ask you what you want to install. So basically, or in that case, you can just click to the downloads part. And here you will be getting various versions. So Visual Studio 2019. There are three types of releases, which is one is community, professional, enterprise. So we are going to use this community, which is powerful IDE for the students to perform some kind of source uh, application or implementation. So we will be using this. So we just click free downloads and here it takes you to the download site where it will ask where it will give the file that you have to download. And again, you can choose a folder where you want to download this. Now, already you can see here, I already have that particular file. Okay, here, this file is already available on my PC, so I'm not going to install that. You have to simply click save button, so this file will be there. And once you are done with that, you simply have to double click that file. So here, let's create community. You just have to double click this, yes, and ask. Now this this software is already available on my PC. So it might give me an error, or it might ask you to me to modify it. You can see here on my PC, file is already there. I'll just do that. This is what Visual Studio installed. You can see here, this is showing me update available. I'll just update it and see how get the file. So basically, we just wait for the installation and then see what exactly we have to do with Visual Studio install. Now, once it is installed, you can see this is already been there. So I will just click here, launch, and it will launch the Visual Studio Code for me. Basically, there is no standalone application in SQL Server which you can use for the dimensional modeling. For that, we have to use Visual Studio. Now, here, rather than doing anything, I'll just click here with continue without code. So you put here, and it will open the IDE for you. Right now, nothing is there because I have not created any project kind of thing. Now, what we have to do is for our experiment is uh, we have to go to the extensions and click manage extensions. So you have to go to this window where you can manage the installation that you want to do for the Visual Studio Code. So the things that we will require for the business intelligence that we want to perform on our experiment. So basically on the older versions, it comes automatically with the parts, but here in SQL Server 2019, you'll have to separately install it using the extensions. We call them as extensions basically. So here you can search for whatever extensions you want. So basically, we have already installed SQL Server. We have created the SQL Server instance on our PC. And now we also created, you installed SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio for the database creation. Now for the business intelligence purpose, three things we require, which is SSIS, then SSRS, and other is, so I'll just show you SSIS, or if you type something as integration, so integration service. So you can see it shows SQL Server Integration Services projects, which you have to click. If it is something is not click, it shows something as download button. So you have to click this because it is already there. I cannot show you that how to uninstall this. Sorry, how to download this. So if basically if you click download, it will show you that it is downloaded. Okay, so you have to install this. Then we have to also install SSRS. which is a reporting service. So you can see here, or I'll just write here as reporting services basically. So after that, you can see here Microsoft Reporting Services project. So that also you have to just click here and you just click download button. And the third is the analysis service projects, which is SSAS. Okay, so this is about for the analytics purpose, like building multidimensional cubes and all, just to work on the data models basically. So we need these three things only. Now, once you download them, you you will see a prompt which says that you have to close the instance of this Visual Studio to make them install on your PC. So once you close that, one pop-up window will come which will show that now these extensions are being installed on the PC. So you have to close it for all those three extensions to get installed on the PC. So simply close this and it will show that prompt that it is getting downloaded on the PC. So this is how you need to install all these extra packages on your Visual Studio installer to perform business intelligence. So this is all about the software that we are going to require for the experiment 1 and 2. Okay? And these are the things that we need to install on our PC.